Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back. Zach is back once again with another Pokemon Unite replay. This time featuring a Pokemon I don't normally play, Greedent. I was sort of inspired actually. Recently I played with a friend who played a lot of Greedent where they jungle invaded. And so I thought I would try it and it actually went really well, so just wanted to showcase how that sort of thing can go. And just the whole game from there I think went really well in terms of how Greedent countered several of their Pokemon. And I scored a lot of points, and I always love games like that. So let's get into it then. Hope you're all doing well today. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you liked about it. And subscribe for more stuff like this. You can also follow me on Twitch. There's a link in the description. And I play live sometimes, so yeah, check me out. Anyway, we're just going to get into it. My build this game is Floatstone and I'm stacking, so my goal is to go and steal jungle right away and then score it and get my first stack. What was interesting that I didn't even realize until later was they're playing Eldegoss jungle, which I've actually done before and done very well with. However, given their lineup, I would have expected like Latios or Gardevoir on jungle. So when I saw no one doing the blue, my thought usually with this sort of thing is like, basically, they're gonna do the blue first or last, and so I just run straight for it usually. And if I get it, then that's always cool, but if not, then it's like, well, that's just how shit goes. And once I got what I wanted, I come to score. And now, so I came top because obviously it was the closest goal zone to score at from where I was going, but also, I hadn't gone top yet, and I left the Raichu alone, and he's not evolved yet, so I felt like I wanted to help him out first. So if you are going to jungle invade, I feel like you have to pick your lane that you return to very deliberately. And thankfully we had a mid gank as well, so I'm going to walk up, and yeah, we're already getting work done, and I'm going to walk up and help him out, and it's just going to go nice and smooth. Really good output by those two attackers there. And we actually get perfectly enough to knock out the goal zone, which is arguably not a good play here because it opens up a lot of farm on the map for them to do consistently. And it's less farm than they would get if they kept their goal zone, but it's easier farm to get to and it's safer so they can get it more consistently. And that's a big deal when you're underleveled, so oftentimes it's better to leave the goal zone very low instead of knocking it out. But the unfortunate thing was we all wanted to score, and so we all did, and that's how it goes. I'm the kind of guy, though, I don't want to live in the past, you know? I'm thinking about going forward, killing people like this Latios, who actually I've learned from playing with and against Greedent by this point. Latios is countered by Greedent. If a Greedent player knows what they're doing, then the Latios player will die a lot. And as we're going to see this video, yeah, the Latios is going to die a lot. My team is doing very well, though. We have a lot of attackers on our team, so we have a lot of damage, but the Suicune helps us hold up a good core anyway. Speaking of, we'll watch his view a little bit. He's going Surf this game, it's an interesting build. It works well with all the other delayed damage stuff we have though. So here I'm just coming mid to make sure we get Regidrago. I think it's the most important objective on the map right now. And as soon as I have it, I want to go score, so I'm going to help him do this and then go score my points. Because the Regidrago buff gives me increased goal scoring speed. I've seen a lot of players with stuff like this run Score Shield, and I haven't experimented with that on Greedent yet. This game I wanted to experiment with Floatstone alone, which I was gonna say actually is sort of the highlight of the show of this game because it helps you first of all get to the jungle really fast with jungle invade at the start. But even aside from enabling that strategy a little more, it just helps you get around all the objectives on this really big map. Like, look, I had time to run and score, then I'm back here doing this even though my attacker is not helping me for some reason. Like, I got Drago, we farm top, score, kill this, run bottom, get bottom. You know, we're just like gonna get to everything really quickly, and Greedent's natural movement speed bonuses really help with that as well. Yeah, using this move off cooldown really helps us get around. And I decide that since my team's doing well bottom, I'm gonna take a little pit stop and farm, get my ult, and steal their buff one more time. The nice thing about playing as a jungle invader sort of defender is you can keep doing it throughout the game and it's never not a good decision. Oftentimes playing with your team is still good, and I try to play with my team as much as I can, quite honestly, but you know, here and there I try to do things that can just benefit me alone if I can do it quickly enough, you know? Like look, we do bottom really quickly and now I'm already top thanks to Floatstone. I would say if you're having trouble getting around on the map or you're playing a little slowly, try running Floatstone and it might help you out. It's usually best on physical attackers since it provides attack, but it's not bad on some special attackers. I've seen it used on Blissey before, and Umbreon as well. Well, Umbreon's physical, but you get what I mean. Umbreon's like not trying to hit people. Oh, there's a fly in my room. Late season flies. Uh-oh, I'm dying here, aren't I? Yep. Yep, they have a lot of good damage on their team as well, so if they stack it onto me, I can still die pretty quickly, but we can already see that scoreboard and score alone, our team is up by a lot right now. So having to take one for the team isn't a bad thing here, and I'm not even running XP share, so I don't mind just like constantly fighting and not really worrying about the farm that my teammates are probably doing. And if they're not, then whatever, I'll just farm something here or there between objectives. That's the nice thing about Floatstone and GREEDENT in general, is I can play very flexibly however I need to. Here I get hit by the Snorlax and realize, yeah, I don't want to fight him. Too much HP and he can resist all my stuns and slows and everything because he has a big shield. But gladly I will help my Raichu secure this farm, even if we're not XP sharing it, we're stealing it from them, that always means it's good. Unfortunately, he couldn't kill them, but the GREEDENT did. And here is where you see items like Score Shield see play more. This helps you in situations like this. Unfortunately here I didn't really count, so I didn't score enough to break the goal zone. I think I would have had time, and we left it at 1 instead. They do kill me, which is a little unfortunate, and my teammates do falter, but the Regieleki gets pushed in. So we get the goal zone either way, but what would have been nice there is to knock out the goal zone with just scoring, and they have to fight the Regieleki still, so it can't go to their base, so it takes more of their time. My Raichu doing the smart thing, being the one player alive, getting the next objective on the map, letting them score top, because we already have enough points. If you already know that you're in the lead, you don't have to worry about the enemy team scoring, because unless they score a lot of points, you'll still be ahead at Groudon, you know? So my battle item on GREEDENT is actually X Attack, because the burst damage it gives you with Bullet Seed, I think helps you in ripping objectives, and also fighting players. Like, I've used it a few times this game already. I used it at the beginning to steal a farm, of course, and I will use it a few times more to kill other Pokemon. It's very useful, helps us get that very quickly, and of course stacking helps as well. I'm stacking both attack and health because I think GREEDENT benefits a lot from both. So it means that we can't run an item like Score Shield, but I think Floatstone is good enough for helping us score. If you can get somewhere fast enough you know no one's there, you can score really easily. Here I don't mind posturing a little aggressively against the Charizard, because as you can see, even though it did a lot of chip damage to me, I get down here and I still do all the farm, and I was completely unaffected by it. GREEDENT plays a lot like Ho-Oh in that sense, in that they both are very resilient and can do a lot on their own on the map if they get really ahead. It's part of why I enjoy GREEDENT as well. I think GREEDENT's another defender I enjoy quite a bit. Thought about making a GREEDENT guide at some point, but I'm not sure I will. I don't think I play the Pokemon enough for something like that. But I do enjoy the Pokemon quite a bit, and would recommend it to anyone who enjoys that sort of Pokemon. Securing another objective here is quite nice, and allows us the time to close in on the Charizard. He is very severely underleveled, of course, but getting one less body here at the Groudon fight is always useful. I was a little upset there because my Suicune took all my berries. I don't think he meant to, but it's always such a boneheaded move. Alright, I'm just patrolling a little bit, making sure they're not walking up, and then we rip it and take it right away. Enemy team didn't really have time to engage there because they were too far away to split off. And here you sort of see how easily Latios is countered by GREEDENT. Really, truly, this is a really rough matchup for Latios, because GREEDENT is on you very quickly, he does a lot of damage and can take a lot of damage, and he just beats you up pretty much instantly. Thanks to Floatstone and my movement speed from my berries, I decide that I'm going to take one more trip to score more points. It's a little risky because I don't have Score Shield, but if we can win a team fight, which we can if we have the damage box of Groudon, then I think we can do well. Here I have around because I don't want to get caught in the AoE that's going to damage my teammate. That way I can start ripping on the Guardy, forcing him away, drawing the Lax attention away. My teammates have time and space to regroup, and then we can push as one. Here I'm mainly just zoning the attacker. I'm controlling where he goes while the Snorlax is trying to fight my team by himself. The Guardy has to play over here defending because he knows that I can score a lot of points very quickly if he doesn't. And even though he tried his best, he actually ended up letting me score. He did knock me out in the end, so I suppose he got what he wanted, but unfortunately it won't be enough for him. My teammates are able to control the game pretty well from here, I do believe, and the enemy team, of course, cannot possibly score left in a situation like this. That doesn't mean that I won't try, but it's pretty tough when you're getting hit by stuff like that from the Raichu. The Gardevoir, of course, just teleporting home, probably the smartest play. I'm always this Raichu. I'm like, I don't want to teleport home, I just want to farm my shit. I want to get my buffs back. They're so useful. Yep, and he didn't even need to go home. The burst they had was easily enough to dispatch those two. And you can see the momentum generated by the jungle invasion sort of carried throughout the game. It was like, we go from there to stacking, to stealing farm, to getting objectives, to just getting objectives the whole game, and then get the last objective, the most important one. And all the while scoring points that they just can't come back from. It really showcases how defenders can play to control space on the map. That's what I talk about a lot when I talk about defenders. I feel like a lot of people, when they think about a defender, they want a guy who can, like, tank a bunch and do a lot of CC. But, like, in my mind, a defender controls area and forces the enemy team to play around him. And Greedent's a perfect example where this build has no stun factor. You're not doing much to them, really, besides slowing them down and bursting their backline. But the fact that he does it so effectively just really highlights how useful that is, you know? Same with stuff like Blastoise on Rapid Spin and Water Spout. That's a build I play. I think it's really fun. And it lacks CC, but it really makes up for it in the fact that Blastoise can do a lot of damage to backline on his own very quickly and easily. And it's very difficult to recover from that for Pokemon like Latios, like Gardevoir, like Charizard, who really struggle to maintain long fights. So, yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, follow me on Twitch. And, yeah, peace.